That's the start. You've already started.
All right, welcome back to the Manga Monday Show. My name's Edgar.
My name's Ben.
He just said, "Bah, start it." I just I gave everyone a jump scare. Imagine doing autoplay. You're like watching ASMR video, and then this happens.
It's like, yeah, we got your attention, didn't we?
Yeah, but welcome back. We're here back with some more anime and manga news. This week is like super busy.
Yeah.
Super busy, but at the same time, we're going to stick with the hard hitters, with the juicy topics, the hot topics. So we're just going to cut out the fluff and give you the stuff.
Very nice.
That's nice,
Love
right?
Love that.
Do you want to just get straight into it?
Let's get straight into it, but real quick, thank you all for 500 subscribers. Make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, share our channel to your friends, do all that stuff. If you want to stay up to date with all things anime, manga, specifically anime and manga news, it's right here.
Don't expect anything else.
Yeah, it's
and
right here on the
If
channel.
you're really cool and you're seeing this and you're not subscribed, we'd really appreciate it if you can get us 1,000. Because we're going to do something crazy. Actually, I have no idea. But 1,000 by the end of the year is the goal. We'd really appreciate it. Either way, just click a like. We appreciate you guys for sticking around with us. If you want to hear all that news and stuff, stick in the end of this video, and we'll give you that.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's get straight into it.
Well, let's get started, Edgar. So today we have a whole bunch of...
What was that?
That was the Attack on Titan book. Hold on.
You mean the rumbling, where the walls fell down?
Yeah. So see, we are talking about Attack on Titan today, so I tried to have this up, but it just didn't want to. It just didn't want to stay up, Edgar.
The wall came down. So you said.
I hope you guys know this is staying in the podcast, but we'll still have Berserk here because that's one of our big stories today.
Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't come down.
Right here, like a Berserk background. This is a nice little thing that you get from nice little wallpaper stuff. So yeah, I really like the way that looks. But yeah, let's get started. Like I said, there is a whole bunch of smaller news going on today. I'll hit the smaller ones, and Edgar, I'm sure that you'll hit the bigger ones. And if you miss any of them, then we will go on from there. For you Undead Unluck fans, and for you Mashle, Magic and Muscle fans, the mangas are getting novels. So if you're more interested in reading the novels,
if you like words more than pictures,
if you like words,
I've never seen anyone read a manga like, nah, it's too easy. I'm just gonna. I want to read. I don't want to look at pictures and drawings.
Yeah. I don't know if they are new novels or if they are retellings, but we're definitely gonna have to see what that is. It doesn't really say in here, but for those of you who are there, this might be just additional content.
Yeah, like a side story similar to like Chainsaw Man's.
Yeah.
I don't think that's released in English yet, is it? I don't think it is. The Chainsaw Man special story visual, like when they go on the vacation or something like that. That's a Japanese release, but I don't know if they translated it yet to English.
I know I saw a light novel with Chainsaw Man stuff.
I think that's the one.
Is that the one?
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Okay, then it is in English. I saw it.
It is in English?
I saw it at Kinokun.
Yeah, that's just a side story when they go on vacation, I think. Something like that. Either way, that's there for you to check out. It might be like this in this situation. Undead Unluck and Mashle are getting side stories, or it might be adapting the manga. Sometimes they do that. A lot of them do that. Fullmetal Alchemist does that. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Crunchyroll finally added Attack on Titan, the final chapters, part 1. Anime's English dub on September 10th. They also added the Spanish and the Portuguese dub.
This just goes
German, Russian. Yeah.
This just goes to prove my point that they. I mean, again, I don't mean to say like y'all take forever, but like the hottest anime. I mean, people are already feeling tired of Attack on Titan, and then you're gonna make the dub watchers like wait that long for the dub.
It aired in March.
That's what I'm saying. Why don't you get on this, Crunchyroll? Whatever. But I mean, it just doesn't make any.
Why is it taking it so long?
I don't know. I mean, it's not like they're in a rush, but if they don't do the final part, I mean, we're all gonna assume that it was a really long episode. It was like 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
This special recent episode was. It's called The Last Chapters. Either it's like a really long one, or we get 2. But either way, I don't think they're gonna split it up anymore. The next chunk we get are gonna be like the last parts. But if the dub doesn't come out I don't know, man. I just don't know why they wouldn't get on that faster. I mean, there might be stuff going on behind the background, but this is at least it was the hottest show, and I'm pretty sure people are still gonna want to watch it. Kind of seems like really sucks to be a dub-only watcher.
I love the Attack on Titan dub.
Yeah.
It's honestly what I prefer to watch.
I feel sorry.
Like, I love it so much.
To have the patience to like wait that long
Yeah.
and not get spoiled. Like, I applaud you if you haven't been spoiled.
God, those
at this
people
point.
are crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
They're like gambling with life right here.
Yeah. Edgar, we have some mangas ending. There's actually quite a bunch of mangas like going towards the end of their trains. I know I've seen this around. The Delicious in Dungeon manga is going to be ending on September 15th. Okay. I'm sure that you've seen like this before, right?
Oh yeah, that's getting an anime adaptation, I believe. So.
Yeah.
Or it already did. I don't know which one, but it got an anime recently, or is getting an anime. So.
Yeah. Basically, this is just combining dungeon adventures and a food manga. Yeah. So it's just like a food dungeon explorer. It's something that we have seen before.
Here's how to cook goblin.
Yeah.
Next we have slime. Is what I assume how the story goes.
Exactly. Fabricant 100 manga, which I haven't heard, but apparently has a pretty big following on Shueisha, is going to be ending very soon. In addition to ending, there are going to be 3 new mangas that are going to launch on Shonen Jump. Shonen Jump is now starting to kind of we're going towards the end of some of this stuff, so now we gotta, get this stuff going, right?
Yeah.
So we'll definitely see what those are. And very, very sad. This is actually, I think, to be one of the more important things of this week is that Chika Umino, who is the mangaka for March Comes In Like a Lion, very popular anime series, very popular manga series, is reaching its final stretch. So she says that it's
still
coming
going
to
on.
an end.
I'm surprised that how old is it? Like, it started like more than 10 years ago or something.
It started in 2007.
Okay, yeah, wow.
Yeah,
I'm surprised it went on that long. Does that mean like the anime has like a lot to adapt at this point? You think they would pick it up again?
Yeah, I mean they definitely should. I mean everything that the anime has been utterly spectacular, and you've seen that in its reviews and ratings and the fan base that it has garnered. But yeah, it has a huge amount of chapters. I've only read a little bit past season 2, but it has a huge amount of stuff to adapt. I would say maybe 2.5 seasons worth. And it is definitely like when people think of slice of life, a lot of people immediately think of March Comes In Like a Lion because it is such a huge, huge anime that is so well beloved.
I hear good things.
Yeah, it definitely. Let me read just a little bit more about this. So the 17th volume of March Comes In Like a Manga.
Lion.
March
the
Comes
manga
In Like a Manga.
Yeah.
Revealed on Tuesday that the manga is heading to its final stretch. Umino commented that she will try to give her best for the final stretch and ask readers to watch over her. I guess this is a romance manga. I didn't know it was a romance manga.
Is it classified? Did you get those vibes when you read it?
No, slice of life, definitely.
Maybe it leads into that direction.
Yeah, I mean, there is romance in it, but in terms of like, I've only ever seen it be slice of life, but I still count it as that. I mean, Anime News Network might have just gotten that one wrong, but yeah, this is the final adventures of Rei, and what a great story it is, and Umino has done such a fantastic job of this story.
Wow.
And we're so excited to see how it ends.
To add to that, I have one manga that's ending abruptly soon. Tenmaku Cinema, the story by Yuto Tsudaka.
Yeah.
And Soon Saiki, the same artist who did the Food Wars manga. Their new series is ending in the 3rd volume, unfortunately. According to sources, that the first sales of the physical copy of the volume did not go so well on the Shonen Jump magazine. It did not go well. It was about a filmmaker who wants to be a big-time director and whatnot, and then he gets like haunted by like a screenwriter who died, and it has like a really good story. And then there's like a hint at a romance element with like a famous child star actress, but yeah, it was interesting, but it's unfortunately getting axed still end in its 3rd volume, similar to how Aoshiman ended. It just didn't get received well in Japan, and it's ending abruptly. It's a cutthroat company, and what do you say, job environment, whatnot. If you don't make it on the first go, then they're just gonna like let the series
let you go, man.
They're just gonna let you go. But yeah, that's a shame. But they said that they're working on more stuff. So if you like their work together, they have a bunch of other ideas. So stay tuned for that whenever it comes out.
Sure. All right, Edgar, this should be my last one. Of course, I do have some bigger stuff, but I kind of want you to take those.
Yeah.
Because I hit the smaller stuff. All right.
I mean, you can handle the big stuff.
Yeah, true. I know. But remember, Edgar, think back about a year ago when we first started discussing the news on the Manga Monday show. It was like our 5th or 6th ever Manga Monday show, and we talked about Dead Demon Destruction manga, right?
Yeah.
I bought the mangas. I have loved the story. It's the same person who makes
Goodnight Poon.
Goodnight Poon. And there's one other that he's made, I believe. But
I don't remember the name, but
yeah,
that was the Goodnight Poon's his it's his big one.
Yeah,
the one that he's known for.
Oh yeah. But we discussed it, and we heard that there was going to be an anime adaptation for Dead Demon Destruction.
Finally get an
now
update.
It's coming around a year later.
But before Goodnight Poon, that's such a surprise. I mean, again, they might be going for different. Like this one's
easier to animate.
Yeah.
Because Goodnight Poon, you have to have that really.
And it's a very dark and like somber.
Yeah.
Like you can't really like get psyched up about it. Let's go animated like Goodnight Poon. Let's go.
But this one, like Dead Demon Destruction, is really weird because it's like it gives you apocalyptic type vibes, and there's a lot of like parallels to the COVID-19 pandemic. But what's weird is it started before the COVID-19 pandemic.
He caused it.
Yeah, exactly. So there are a lot of parallels, and it's kind of a story about somebody, what would actually happen during the pandemic or during an apocalypse, which is the apocalypse would be going on and people would still be like in denial going about their daily lives.
I don't believe that.
And it's like scary because you're like, oh my God. Like that actually might be what happens. If
we as a society
happens.
We're that dumb.
Exactly. Exactly. And of course, the United States is a big like factor in there, and people are always
Not
like,
surprised.
the United States have engaged the aliens, and we never really see the aliens until like halfway through the story and stuff like that. So it's a crazy story.
Does it say who's animating it?
Well, let me tell you this. Dead Demon Destruction anime is revealed as a 2-part movie project. So it's not going to be an anime adaptation. It's going to be an anime movie adaptation.
How short is the series over?
The series, I don't believe, is over.
So how many volumes does it have right now?
It's got about 12.
So they're going to start it as a movie.
Yeah.
They're not going to like wrap. They're not going to wrap it up, right?
Probably not. But we'll see what they do with it. Maybe they'll cut some things around.
These movies, man, they just keep. They saw Demon Slayer and like, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's get that shmoney. Like.
Exactly. The official website for the anime adaptation of Inio Asano's Dead Demon Destruction manga on Thursday told us that the adaptation will be a two-part film project. The film will open in spring of 2024. The website also revealed a teaser visual. And that's just like looks like the manga,
That's
you know.
Sick.
Gaga Communications announced the anime in March of 2020. Production Plus H is producing the anime, the first full-fledged anime adaptation of any work by Asano. Tomoyoki Kurokawa, Psychic Detective Yukumo, Break of Dawn, Dragon Noir Academy is directing the films, and people like the writer for A Silent Voice, Violent Evergarden, and Tamako Market is writing and overseeing the series.
Good stories.
Yeah, and the character design is done by the same guy who does Tatame Galaxy and Space Dandy. And Yuri on Ice is composing the music.
Wow, this is a good lineup.
Good lineup, man.
Yeah.
Good lineup. The manga revolves around the strange everyday life of a very ordinary high school girl, Karare Koyama, her friend Oran Nakagawa, and others in the world where a giant mothership has appeared over Tokyo.
Well, at least I can start out with it. Like people who haven't got into the series, I can start with the movie.
Yeah, it's very somber. It's a very like series that at times takes itself not seriously, but then like it's very realistic in the way what happens. Like I will never forget reading like the third volume. One of their friends just kind of dies because of the apocalypse, and they just kind of have to deal with it. And it's like really real life, and it's like, how do we even react to this? We can't even do anything about it. It's crazy good. Like, it's very good. I think it's one of the sleeper mangas, I believe. So we are very excited to watch it and give you our reaction and review of it.
All 3D.
Yeah, true. I don't think it would be. This one would be a hard one to do all in 3D, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe the motherships will be in 3D, but yeah. We'll definitely see how that goes. Edgar, I have some big news, but I want to hear your big news and make sure that they don't intertwine.
Well, I don't think this first one is not really big news, but it's like a what?
Yeah.
'Cause like it's that dumb. And let me just read it out for here. YouTuber Shinobu Yoshida was found guilty of posting a Let's Play Steins My Darling's Embrace, which is like a video game, or I think it's a light novel, or not a light novel, a visual novel or something like that. Okay. Either way, he was doing a playthrough, a Let's Play. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison, suspended for 5 years, with the $1 million yen fine. Sorry, I said dollar yen. With $1 million yen fine, that's like $300,000 for those of you who don't want to convert.
Yeah.
It's the first time someone's been guilty of copyright infringement by posting gameplay videos.
Did he post it early? Like, did he post it like before the release?
No, I don't. Let me see. I got the headline, but like I wanted to say this because there was another big incident that's very similar to this.
There is. I did read about that. Yeah.
He was also found guilty. Oh no, sorry. It was not a different person. It was another thing that he did that he also got convicted for. He was also found guilty of posting edited videos of Spy Family online. Prosecutors stated his actions maliciously trampled on efforts of content creation by negatively impacting sales. The defendant said he wanted to share his content as a hobby. So basically, he was arrested for uploading monetized edited videos of Spy Family and the visual novel Steins My Darling's Embrace. 2 years in prison and a $300,000 fine for basically just putting up, cutting up, just like editing videos like of your own entertainment. I think it's stupid. I think it's crazy that they go this far.
No, I think it's stupid too.
Because they've arrested people who've done like a lot worse have gotten away with a lot less.
Yeah,
like of fines. Like
I think I read something that like, I mean, I don't want to say it because I don't want us to get demonetized, but the P word, right?
CP, like
yeah, exactly. CP, yeah. Like people who do partake in
big names
CP,
too, like big,
they get like, I think the sentence is like a year in Japan, which is absurd. Like that is crazy.
Yeah.
That is even a possibility.
Not a good look on Japan. Yeah. You know, they're behind in so many things.
And copyright is just like, it's just a mess over there.
Yeah. Toei Toei's like the biggest. I don't want to say culprit, but like, if you breathe the wrong way.
Do you have a story about that?
No.
Because there was another YouTuber that got copyright striked by Toei. Yeah, like a big YouTuber as well.
What did he do? Like just
I don't know. I just think he does like One Piece reviews or something like that, and he got copyright striked.
We like your stuff. We want to promote it. We just can't do any. Can you imagine if they... Did he ever get trouble for uploading our... Dragon Ball superhero review?
No, it's that we only used the trailer, and I also like reversed it and made it like you know how I do the Half Blind One Piece reviews where it's like just a small little screen, and I make sure that Toei has no ability to copyright us. I make sure of it, right? I make sure that Toei is not even.
Shut us down.
Yeah, I mean they could still probably appeal it, but I would be like, like. The images are so distorted that you can't watch it. Only thing it does is promote their work, right? So I don't know. I mean, if they really did, but I don't think that they could touch us, to be honest.
They can't touch us.
They can't touch us.
If they if they got a hold to totally not Mark, they could definitely squash us.
They could definitely try
like
to
a
squash
bug.
us. Yeah, they could and we would back out. We would stop talking about anything Dragon Ball and One Piece ever again.
They're like, no anime. And we're like, okay.
Yes, Papa. Yeah, we'd definitely not do that. Yeah.
On other news, this is kind of weird and like very funny. The creator of Kanjo no Kanjo, or Girlfriend, harem manga series, what occurred 50 million yen. I don't know the conversion for that, so do the math on your own. I think it's like, if the other one was like 1 million yen, that was 300,000. This is like, I don't know.
It's like
I don't know.
5 million.
No, it's like under a million, but it's like in the 100,000s.
50 million, you said?
50 million yen.
That's got to be more than a million. 50 million? If 1 million is 300,000,
maybe 30
times 300,000 by 50, that's way more than a million.
Here, while I read this, why don't you do the math?
Okay, I'll just check it up.
I don't want to get it wrong. But the creator of Girlfriend, or Kanjo no Kanjo, accrued 50 million yen debt in buying luxury wristwatches. He's now releasing a book about how he got into debt, the funds from which you'll go into paying off debt. Basically, he's releasing
50 million yen is $338,000.
Okay, so I got the numbers mixed up.
Yeah.
I got the previous one is like what? Do what the million yen is. Maybe you can find out how much that is.
That's a lot less than I expected.
Yeah.
It's only $6,000.
Okay, so
it's not that bad of a fine.
Rewind. The original fine for the previous one we just said was 6,000 something, and then this one is 300,000 something.
Yeah, which is just like $6,000 fine would have been okay, but 2 years in prison?
Yeah,
sorry. That's stupid.
But basically, the actual creator posted on his Twitter account, or their Twitter account, sorry, I don't know the genders, a story about how a manga artist who created a 4-year animated works gets into 50 million yen as a resulting addiction of wristwatches. I guess he's writing like a book about what just happened, and he's gonna release it to public and for them to buy.
No, why not profit off of it? Am I right?
So he's gonna basically his entire intended goal of releasing this book is to pay off his debt. is what they're doing. It is a new book I wrote myself, and I drew some from the manga. If you don't mind, to those of you who are concerned about my debt, you can purchase and sign a signed card, hand-drawn illustrations by Hyoki at the following site. Proceeds from the sales will be used to pay off debt. So he's just shamelessly hey.
How has the reaction of this been?
Everyone's like, all right, I get it. I mean, it's
okay.
It's like dude's just
like whatever.
He's being upfront with it. He's like, I made a bad mistake. I bought a lot of stuff. That's like us with manga, but he just bought like luxury wristwatches.
Luxury wristwatches? Like, how can you can only wear so many, I feel like.
I know.
You know?
It's just very funny.
Yeah.
Like, imagine like you're like or any one of us like create like a either manga series or anything that we create. Like, we do it and we're famous, and then we get into debt. Like, all right, new series. I'm gonna make it up, and it's gonna use to pay off my like.
How I came into debt because I bought all the Kinokuniya stock.
I bought a house, and the mortgage is higher than I expected. The manga, like, it's just basically. That's basically what's happening here. But I just thought those were hilarious. The only big one I have is Ghibli related.
Yeah. Go ahead, and then I'll talk about the other stuff, and then you can talk more about it.
All right, cool. I have the thing here. You know how last video, not last manga, but did we talk about it on the previous manga?
Yeah, it was the last one.
Yeah, we did. On the previous Manga Monday show and on the recently, I don't know, soon to be uploaded on the channel.
Next week.
Next week, we'll be releasing a trailer reaction to the teaser trailer to Miyazaki's new film, The Boy and the Heron by Ghibli Films. On that video, we also said that, because in his own words, Miyazaki said that would be his final film, his last feature film that he'd be working on. Mm-hmm. But we just got a big update literally yesterday, I think like the day after we recorded that video specifically, that it won't be his last work. He still has plans to work with Ghibli. Obviously, he's still got to like own it and like run like the big decisions that they're doing there. But he says that he still has a lot of ideas. Says that he's already back in the office and ready to get started again. That he's that one wasn't his last one.
Imagine just coming to the office, his coworkers would be like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like,
"We thought
I'm
we
not
got
leaving.
rid of you. How many times do we have to
I'm
tell you this, old man?"
That
Yeah, his film recently premiered. He wasn't at the Toronto International Film Festival where that movie just premiered, but I think the VP or something like that was there himself. I don't know why my internet's not working. Either way, Guillermo del Toro helped host and did an introduction for the film while it premiered at the Toronto.
Oh, Guillermo did one?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Guillermo del Toro. Yeah, he's like he. I don't know the quote exactly, but he basically was praising Miyazaki because that dude's like he's like the front man. And the biggest defender for animation in the big film industry, and he's like that. He's like his films get my butt moving in terms of like inspiration and like how much he loves animation. But so he's a big supporter, and it was received very well. And I don't know, this might just be speculation, but I'm pretty sure after this film recently released, he realized like, yeah, I'm not done. He probably got like a good feedback from the film, or he was just contemplating it for a while.
Yeah, maybe he's just like, maybe it's just like, okay, I'm done with this one, and then you're gone. Like you know that
you feel
thing?
drained out. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know the thing where it's like you just finished like a job or you just finished something, and you're like, yes, now I'm free, and a month later you're like, I'm bored,
Yeah.
Like that happens to me all the time. Like after I end the show, I'm like, oh, thank God it's over. And then a week later, I'm like, well, now what? So I exactly see what he's doing. And to be honest, it's his life. He can do whatever the heck he wants,
Yeah. I just find it hilarious how much of a 180 it was to his previous statements. Because we weren't pulling that out of nowhere. He was been saying for a while that was going to be his last film, that he wasn't going to direct anymore.
Yeah. In our reaction video, you will hear us say, like, oh, yeah, this is his last film. And
you should probably add an editor's note or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's really funny. But either way, we're really excited to see that film. Go check out the video that we'll be uploading soon to check that out. But that's the only big news I got.
Sure. Yeah. Let me just.
I'll hand the rest to you because I didn't get anything else.
Yeah. I'll just bring attention to some of the other important stuff. Did we talked about last week that the film's going to be released on December 8th?
Yes, we did.
Okay, good.
Well, we didn't because we just saw that while we were reacting to the trailer.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to release in December. In
my
North
birthday.
America.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yay!
Oh, that's right. We saw it and you were like, my birthday, and we were like, yeah. And we're like, let's go.
Let's go.
It's gonna be lit. I
don't think the only thing that was released. Oh, the Quintessential Quintuplets movie. That released like around my birthday.
Yeah, that was around there.
That was the best movie of the. I'm just kidding.
That was like
peak fiction right there.
Top 10 anime films of 2022.
The Boy and the Heron can't even reach to that level.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, we loved the movie though. We actually really enjoyed it, but it's not like
fun.
It's not a Miyazaki, masterpiece.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wear sweats to that one. I wore a suit to Quintessential Quintuplets. I'm gonna dress in my casual attire for this one.
Yeah, that was your Barbie one. Yeah, it was your Barbie moment.
Hey, who's a bigger anime weeb? Me showing up in a Quintessential Quintuplets film dressed in a suit, or you with your anime movie or whatever?
Yeah.
Who's a bigger anime fan?
Jeez.
All right, what else you got for us?
I just wanted to bring attention to One Piece live action. We haven't really talked about it too much here. Everybody has been thoroughly impressed with it. To be honest, I am a live action hater, despiser, like pooper. I hate all of it.
He's the biggest
But I've seen some clips, and I have really enjoyed the clips that I've seen. I really enjoyed the Mihawk stuff.
I've only seen the first episode, but I've seen like the clips are like flying everywhere.
Yeah.
And everything with Mihawk in it is like outstanding. Like they did him justice.
Yeah.
They did everything.
Yeah, there are some big standouts from Zoro as well. A lot of people like Zoro. I don't know. There are still moments or clips that I see with the Gamu Gamu stuff, and I'm just kind of like, this was never meant to be in live action, and I feel like it should have stayed that way. But it's been bringing a lot of people happiness, and it's been bringing a lot of people into One Piece, which is the best thing a live action can do.
Yeah, that was my point. I said the best thing that could come out of this is people who are not just only anime watchers and manga readers who haven't gotten into One Piece. Someone just might stumble upon this who doesn't even know what manga or anime is, and just start watching it and really liking it. Mm-hmm. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
That we can do.
So I hope that that if it continues, Some people might say that it's the best thing, that there's like no flaws with it, everything handled with it fine. That might all be true, and it'd just be a matter of an opinion. But I
don't think that's true.
Well, I know, but
I have major gripes with it that I
Yeah.
think destroys some characters' characterizations, especially Luffy. I have huge issues with. But in terms of like, is this the best live action out like that Hollywood has done?
Well, the bar. I mean, that was my other
probably.
point. The bar is so low. I feel like,
Yeah.
and this isn't to rain on anyone's parade. I think it's a good adaptation. I just feel like the reason why people think it's much better than they thought it'd be is because we thought it'd be way worse than we expected it to
Just
be.
absolute garbage.
Because the bar is that low. What do we got? Dragon Ball Evolution. The Mob Psycho. The Cowboy Bebop. Like
Full
what else?
Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
Death Note.
The bar.
Yeah.
It was set, and it was good. It was okay.
We got it there.
I just don't know how they handle the second season. Apparently, they've already either started or finished writing.
And that brings us to our news segment, Edgar.
Okay, never mind.
One Piece producers say scripts for season 2 are ready. All that needs to happen is for two things: is for Netflix to renew the show, which they are notorious for not doing, and
pay the writers,
and the things have to end. The strikes have to end.
But this is weird. When was this written? Because I know Netflix is one of the big culprits behind the we don't want to pay our writers. What kind of writers were writing? Did they write this before the strikes?
I think they wrote this like 2 years ago.
Okay, good.
This has been like
then they
in
were
the
writing
writing
this
for 2
while the
years
strikes
ago.
were happening. Yikes!
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. No.
But either way, this is interesting. As soon as I started hearing the good feedback and the immense response from the fan base watching this series and the numbers it's doing, it's a huge possibility. It looks like season 2 is happening, and I think it'd be safe to assume that they would cover all of Alabasta in the second season.
Yeah, that would be the Alabasta saga. That would be the biggest thing.
I mean, I know we just said that we're like iffy on the live action adaptation to begin with, and we had huge doubts before, but like anything moving forward, like Chopper or
here's the
other
thing.
casting choices.
Here's the thing. I know people are like, "Oh, the CGI looks great." Two issues that I have with the audiences for this is that they say like, "Oh my God, that's just like his character." I'm like, just because Shanks laughs at his own joke doesn't mean that's exactly what Shanks would like. That's like perfect characterization of Shanks. Like I don't watch the live action and I go, "Yeah, that's Shanks." I just have to turn off my brain and go, "This is a different Shanks." This is different. But I see the main problems for me is with the CGI. I think it looks poopy. I think for a Netflix show, it looks good. I think for a live action, it looks good. I think for CGI as a whole, I think it looks pretty bad.
An uncanny valley effect. I think it looks okay, but you mentioned this earlier that in terms of like what is going to be CGI, what they have to use for CGI, this is like the tip of the iceberg because we get into much wackier territory.
Exactly.
Moving forward.
This is where we start to get into dangerous territory.
And you're going to have a character that needs either, I don't imagine, they're not going to do that thing like in-person costume for Chopper.
Yeah,
that needs to be CGI'd. And if you're going to have a core member constantly like that thing needs to be...
That's going to cost so much money.
I told them y'all need to be talking to the people who did Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, no kidding.
They handled that correctly. If you can get something like that and not like the first version of Sonic...
yeah, exactly.
Or maybe they'll just be like that bad and we'll bully them until getting it right. Until you get it right.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know, man. I mean, it's gonna be very, very interesting to see how they do this because Chopper is gonna cost a lot of money, and as we move forward, the CGI is going to become more intense.
Bigger set pieces.
Just think about Skypiea. Most of Skypiea is going to need to be CGI, right?
Yeah.
Think
about it. I mean, I can't. I mean, I've only seen the first episode of the live action, so I don't know. I know they did Barati, and they did Orleans Park.
They haven't done Logtown.
They had Logtown, yeah.
Yeah.
But those are all grounded places.
Logtown, yeah.
But you go to you think about Drum Island, Little Garden, Whiskey Peak. Those are wacky places.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you can get away with Little Garden, but there's giants and dinosaurs in there, so that's a whole other problem. But like Whiskey Peak looks all funny with the cactuses or whatnot.
Yeah.
And then
the giant mountains on Drum Island.
Yeah. And then you have to deal with another big set location, Alabasta. Huge big buildings like you've seen.
And all the devil fruit users, when we get to
it's a lot.
This is when we start to run into issues. Is when the devil fruit users really start to increase.
I'm not saying they can't do it. It's a hefty demand.
Yeah.
But
I'm also worried about how long it took to make this first season. I have a feeling by the time we get to Water 7, Luffy's actors and the other actors are going to look like they're 30.
That's what I'm saying. They got super lucky with Harry Potter. Like they had to like sign up for like a, I don't know, like basically like a 10-year or something contract. Like you're gonna sign up for this movie and you have to be approved for like for all these sequels if they get approved. Yeah. And you have to stick with it. We have to do it back to back to back to back to back. So like this is basically like that, but much longer.
Yeah, man.
Like much longer.
I don't know, dude. So I'm a little bit worried because also you have to realize One Piece overall takes place in a span of like 3 years, right? So even like from the beginning of this part to where you are right now, Edgar, on Impel Down, and we'll talk about that later, where his One Piece journey is. Mm-hmm. That's only been like 8 months in the whole storyline, right?
Wait. From the beginning
to Impel Down is only like 8 months.
That's cap. There's no way.
Yeah. I mean, if you genuinely like counting out, it makes sense.
Dog, Luffy's more productive than I am.
It's crazy. It's crazy because after the post-time skip, from the moments the Straw Hats meet to Wano, that's only about 3 months. That one is the most crazy one. So yeah. So these actors, right? They're
gonna look post-time skip before they even get to before they get to the end of pre-time skip.
Exactly.
How old is Luffy's actor?
I don't know. I know Zoro's actor is 26.
He'll look roughly the same.
Yeah.
I'm just worried Luffy and Nami are like the ones to worry about, kinda.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely. I mean, he can probably look that young age until he's like 35 maybe. But I mean, even still, I mean, we're pushing it, right? I just think this is when you start to run into so many problems, but I just don't think that we're ever thinking of that. I think that they were only thinking of, let's get season 1 done.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, and to be honest, if this is a one and done, that's completely fine. You guys did a good like adaptation, or if you guys want to like skip a certain part, like I know One Piece fans, you love Skypiea, but if they skip it, who cares? You know,
Thriller Bark.
Yeah.
Other than Brook, obviously you can't leave out Brook.
You can't leave out Brook. I mean, maybe if they do like a 1 episode special for like Thriller Bark or something.
Yeah.
Do a movie for Thriller Bark, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I just it's tough. They kind of. I mean, and we're not trying to diss on it. I'm just like looking at it long term. They really they're good. They took a bite out of more than they can chew. Like, you know, this is a really big series and a really long one. I cannot imagine.
Okay, Inaki Godoy is 20 years old, so that one we can have for like 10 years. So they cast that good.
Okay.
But Nami's actress, she's 30, bro.
Well, she'll look kind of the same-ish. I mean, there won't be any physical like differences.
Of course not. But I'm just like 30 is like she looks like she's 19.
Well, I was worried. Yeah, I was worried that they were gonna be younger, and then they get old really quick. Like we have like a Greg Heffley from like the original Diary of a Wimpy Kid situation. Like by the third movie, he's like 6 foot, muscular, and he's still like in middle school. We're like, what?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can suspend our disbelief a little bit in that direction because I know Jon Snow, like Kit Harington, when he started playing Jon Snow, he started playing him when he was like 18, right? Yeah. And when it came to it, like at the end of the series, he was 30, right?
And even though in the series itself, he's like only 2 or 3 years older or something like that.
Yeah, well, Jon Snow in the books, he's 16 at the beginning, and at the where he is right now in the books, he's like 19 or 20. So like he's not, he's not like doing this. I saw this. You remember that kid, the kid from like House of the Dragon who killed like the older guy?
Yeah.
I saw a whole bunch of Twitter posts that were like, yeah, you guys laugh at this little kid, but this is canonically how Jon Snow is supposed to look like at the beginning of the books. And you're like, oh my God, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's just in our world. They might grow up a little bit faster in the Game of Thrones world, but yeah. We just wanted to talk about One Piece live action because it has just been, raising some eyebrows. Yeah. And not raising some eyebrows. Everybody's going crazy about it, and everybody loves it. So it's good that we finally have something like that. And it's impressive that you got a live action hater like me to genuinely be like, okay, Netflix. Okay. Good job.
You're good for now.
You're good for right
you're
now.
You're safe.
Yeah. Now something that just is really, really happy and really nice.
Good. I was expecting the opposite.
Berserk manga gets a new arc and starts new arc with a new chapter on September 22nd. The year's 18th issue is my words today. Issue of Haku Sensha's Young Animal magazine revealed on Friday that Kentaro Miura's Berserk manga will start a new arc with its latest chapter in the magazine's next issue of September 22nd. The manga last published a chapter in the manga in its 11th issue this year on May 26th. The manga's 42nd compiled book volume, its first volume since it's resumed, will get a release in Japan on September 29th. Miura passed away May 6th, 2021. And there has only been a small handful of chapters that has released since then. But now a new arc begins, a new part of the story begins, and we're in the final stretch of Miura's masterpiece.
Yeah. It's really interesting to see how they'll handle it. It's safe to say that they're beginning the end. They're preparing it, right?
Yes.
Because I wouldn't want to risk. I heard from back when we were doing the Manga Mundo show a year ago, we talked about when they picked it up, when they decided to pick it up again.
Yeah.
It was told that they basically had an outline from Kento Miura, and he told him how he wanted it to end.
Well, so the way Miura makes mangas is very similar to the way I wanted. The way that he did it is my vision as well.
Yeah.
He had a team who was constantly working together. Now, of course, he always was the main artist.
Yeah.
But he had a team that he was very vocal and telling them how the story would be. Like if Oda dies,
he's on his deathbed.
It's over.
He's like, "Do you write it down somewhere?"
No. Exactly. I mean, apparently, didn't he wanted to tell the One Piece film Red director, and they were like, no, don't tell us the end. And he was okay.
Isn't that a kid who was dying, and then he told them how the ending was?
Yeah.
Imagine if that kid was lying.
But Oda, he specifically works alone because he doesn't want the failures or success of One Piece to fall on anybody else, right? He wants him to be the only person to carry that burden, which I think is very admirable, but it's also very dangerous, right? Very dangerous.
He could be gone, and then what are we gonna do?
Yeah, imagine
it's got to be somewhere in this room.
Exactly.
You've seen his office. You take a look at his office. There's papers everywhere.
He's a chaotic. What's it called? Chaotic.
Chaotic evil.
No, he has
chaotic good.
No, chaotic cleanliness. Chaotic
organized chaos.
Organized chaos. There you go.
Yeah, he's the only one that knows where it is, but everyone's look at this garbage.
Yeah, exactly. What is this?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Miura had a team, and he also had a very close best friend who was also a manga artist and mangaka, and they would spend hours in the night, and he told them everything from every detail to every panel that's going to happen. So it's just okay, you have a good staff here. These are the same people who have been drawing it, and apparently Miura, as he was getting older, was drawing a lot less because of his health conditions, and of course he died very suddenly, but it was still, I think, because of how long and how hard he's been working for so many years, which is very sad. I love Berserk. I'm sure when Edgar reads Berserk, he is going to absolutely love it.
I'm scared.
Yeah, it's very scared. It's very scary.
Yeah.
It is just a horrific and beautiful piece of literature. It's horrifically beautiful, and we are so excited for it to come back and grace our presence once again.
Yeah. It's good. I hope it gets a satisfying ending and does Muta justice.
Yeah. Now we just need Vagabond to come back.
Yeah.
And we got all the signing coming.
Watch him, and hopefully this doesn't happen. I mean, God forbid, but watch him pass away, and we're like, not another one. Like,
yeah, exactly.
What's next? Vinland Saga?
I would be devastated.
Like, watch Vinland Saga happen, like, as well. Like,
yeah. Oh no, I would genuinely like cry my eyeballs out. But yeah, I mean. Yeah, but all three of these seinen, Vagabond, Vinland Saga, and Berserk, such good stories, and the fact that they're all three unfinished, and Vinland Saga, as of right now, is the only thing that's still continuing, is like, oof. Like, oh man, we want these stories to have satisfying conclusions, and we know these mangakas could give it to us. It's just, they're all going down their own different paths. But, we're excited. Berserk is coming back, baby. That this is like, let's go. Let's see how this story ends, and we'll see what happens. Edgar, what have you been watching? What have you been reading? Let's talk about that just for about 5 to 10 minutes.
Quick catch up. I have been reading One Piece. Thankfully, I got through the hump. It took like what did I say it was?
4 months.
4 months to get through 14 or 15 chapters. Oh,
but
my
now
God!
You're speeding through it.
That was the longest drag I've ever taken. For those of you who are like, "What?" But was good. Every time I finish a One Piece arc, whenever I start a One Piece arc, I'm like, "Oh man, I gotta get used to it." Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just kind of prepare myself mentally, and always get it in my head. But it doesn't happen with every arc. I immediately read. What do you call it? The one after Water 7. Enies Lobby.
Thriller. Oh, yes.
I got into Enies Lobby immediately.
But those are connected, right? So
I know.
That didn't have any preface.
But I don't think it happened with the round, whatever, little round something going into it. The one right before Water 7. That was a short arc, but still, I didn't have
the island game arc
or Drum Island to Alabasta. I didn't really feel a drag there, but there's a pattern where like I start an arc, at least from a long stretch of reading, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to. I'm done, like, dude. I can give up. I'm like, all right, I'm getting new characters. Like, I don't want to know your names or whatever, but let's get through it. Yeah. But I finally got over this slump, and I finished Sub-Bounty arc. And I got through Amazon Lily.
Just give me a little taste. What do you think of Rayleigh?
He's cool.
Oh, dude. Okay, yeah. Maybe you haven't gotten to his best. I love.
It was really impressive when he was able to block that admiral. I don't know what his name.
Luffy punching the higher guy.
Kuma.
No. Luffy punching like the celestial dragon.
Oh, that was super satisfying.
That
was like
right?
that was the highlight of the. That's what I'm saying, man. Like the strongest point for me is like Luffy beating the crap out of someone I really want to see punched. It's like they built up this guy to be a grade A-hole, and I'm like, oh, dude, this guy sucks, man. Luffy, can you? And then he shows up. Luffy's like, whoopah, and I'm like, thank God. I'm like,
yeah, dude, it's like, great.
I think that's like my favorite thing about One Piece is like building up these insufferable. Not even main villains sometimes, just like people you cannot stand. Yeah. And then Luffy, he like absolutely slams him in the ground.
Yeah.
So satisfying. But after that, immediately I got into it, and I'm right now in the middle of Impel Down.
One of Ben's favorite arcs.
Yeah, apparently your favorite, yeah. And I'm really looking forward to what's happening. I'm liking all this stuff. But I'm not going to say anything more than that because I'm going to say that for the review later on.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be saying it later on the Manga Monday show. We'll have a big special for whenever I finish the saga. And then if you're watching on YouTube and you want to see a smaller cut of each arc, Ben will eventually... he has a lot of catching up to do.
Well, what we're doing right now is every 3 weeks we get a new one.
Okay.
So so next we go to Drum Drum, and we recorded that literally around the same time last year. So yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
But you also have to remember, like, after we're done with after I'm done with Alabasta, it's like we actually don't have that far to go. So it's like I'm still trying to space it out so that we don't run out. You know?
Yeah, Skypiea is his own saga, and then Thriller Bark. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Edgar!
Oh no, but I forgot about
I
forgot Water 7 Saga.
Of course. When you finish Marine Forward, the content that we are gonna be able to do, bro. The tier list we're gonna be able to make. Already have it. We're gonna do like rating every arc, like pre-time skip, and then we're gonna do like rating every villain pre-time skip, rating stuff like that. There's so much that we can do. It's gonna be so exciting, man, and it's gonna be really great.
It's
really
good. It feels good. I'm not halfway. I mean, as of right, you think you read 500 chapters, and like, I'm halfway.
I'm halfway.
But no, because One Piece is still going. But like once I get to like 600-ish, by that point, One Piece, I'll feel like I'm halfway and I'm catching up.
Yeah,
now.
and you got and 600 is when you can genuinely go like, okay, here are my genuine criticisms.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you want to drop it, that's fine.
No,
you've read 600 manga chapters, which
I'm not gonna get this deep into it and then drop it. Like, what kind of?
Isn't that like 4 Demon Slayers, 600 chapters?
Jesus,
yeah.
But I've been reading that.
Good.
And I got into a new series, Classroom of the Elite. I finished season 1 like in 2 days.
Oh, cool.
I got into that series really quick. It was really, really good. Justin Briner was in it in the dub. I watched the dub. Really impressive work. I didn't know it was Justin Briner until I looked it up later. I was like, what? Big difference from Deku. But that was really good. Other than that, I read Chainsaw Man weekly. But One Piece, whenever I start One Piece, everything kind of goes and takes a backseat from that, even though I haven't been reading and watching that much. But even if I was, One Seat takes priority once I get deep into it, because that's like pretty much all I'm reading for like a good chunk of a month. But that's what I've been up to.
Sure.
What about you?
I've been reading One Punch Man and getting pretty far ahead. I'm now at the part where Garo faced the Metal Bat guy. What a good fight What a good fight that was, man. That's such a good fight. And Metal Bat coming back up and almost killing him, and his sister shows up, and fantastic fight, really cool. And Saitama also just signed up for the tournament.
Oh, so you're still in season 2,
yeah. So that one's gonna be interesting.
There's a fight in that what's his name? Garu. That was his name, right? That's what you said.
Yeah.
Garu. There's a fight that Garu does later, that you'll be coming up on soon. That I was like, oh man,
dude, I'm so excited.
It's so good.
I'm so excited. I love all of Garu's fights. He's becoming one of my favorite manga characters. Period. He's so awesome. He's so fantastic. And I just love randomly stopping reading it and reading the additional chapters and going like, what is this? Just like these poop postings from one and the manga artist. It's just so funny. It's so good. It's really fun. I've also been watching Ahsoka. The first 3 episodes did not impress me. I would say that they were about middling. But the 4th episode, man, oh man. I liked the first episode because of the Phantom Menace parallels and the New Hope parallels.
Yeah.
But the 4th one is like, man, the lightsaber sounds and the fighting, it's just like Disney has not done this ever. And it's like, where has this been? Why is this fight between Ray Stevenson, who literally died months later, and Ahsoka, very unfortunate, because he is just so spectacular in this.
I didn't know he was the guy in Thor, the guy with the axe or whatever. I forget what his name was.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of the Thor's buddies. Gets off to
yeah. But he He's so spectacular in this. Oh my God, he's so good. And I hope that he has a satisfying conclusion at the end of this season, because otherwise we're going to get a very unsatisfying conclusion in season 2. But, but it's like, it's very good. The fight between him and Ahsoka is very fantastic. And of course, there was a big reveal at the end of episode 4, which was awesome. Everything looks so clean and nice. And I was never a big fan of Rebels, but I really like this show. So
I hear that a big complaint that I heard was like it feels like Rebels 2.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still like that, but
here's what I will say: Rebels animation, dog water, doo doo, poo poo, and that's all Disney's fault, not just Dave Filoni's. But I will say the peak of Star Wars, it's hard to look past the best parts of Rebels, but also some of the lowest low of Rebels is some of this is some like bad Star
Umbrella,
Wars.
helicopter lightsaber.
It's like oh, this is some really bad stuff. Is it worse than the sequels? No, but it's like this is just some really bad Star Wars, But yeah, it was a give and take series, so you take with it what you will. But yeah, that's it for me. I've been reading and catching up on all the weekly shonen, Jujutsu, One Piece, Chainsaw Man, My Hero.
Sweet.
My Hero's been great. Oh my God, My Hero's been great. It needed it. It needed it so bad. It needed it. But man, one character who could come in and save this arc from the last 10 chapters of doo-doo dog water, he came in and man, did he do it.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Really awesome chapters.
Good to
hear. Yeah. But yeah, that's it.
All right. That was our weekly catch-up. Stay tuned next episode of the Manga Minute Show. I think we're doing it just pretty much every 2 weeks now. We're getting back into a routine, and Ben has a much more Shonen Junk episodes to post on the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't checked that out yet, once again, we appreciate it. We appreciate if you hit subscribe or the notification bell. We're at 500 subscribers ish. We're getting more every week. We really appreciate it. We'd like 1,000 by the end of the year. But if you want to get caught up to anime, manga news, what have you, you name it. If it's come out in Japan, we got it here.
We're on it.
We're on it. We're on it as soon as we can, as much as we can get. We'll try to talk about the big heavy hitters and what's going on, because we just like talking about manga, anime, shows, things with actors, voice actors, and mangakas, because we really like talking about it. If there's a big series like Jujutsu Kaisen, it's in the middle of its Shibuya arc. Not in the middle. It's just getting started.
Yeah.
It's season 2.
So exciting, man. So exciting.
It's really good. Once that wraps up, we'll give a full review and analysis and our thoughts on it. But throughout the episodes and Shonen Junks, we might mention how we feel. Either way, if you want to hear more of that stuff, stay tuned. And since I'm reading One Piece at a much faster rate now, on the Manga Monday Show podcast, expect a review for the saga coming up soon, relative to the last one at least. Probably by the end of the month.
This one might be our biggest one yet that we've gotten.
So we'll do something special. I don't know. We'll try to think of something special. But either way, expect that coming soon. We appreciate it. My name's Edgar.
My name's Ben.
And this is the Manga Monday Show.
It sure is.
Bye-bye.
Bye.